Phase 1. Otsutsuki underling. Kaguya Ōtsutsuki first came to Earth as a low-level member of the Otsutsuki clan, a powerful alien race with abilities far beyond humans. Her mission was to plant the god tree and harvest its chakra fruit along with Isshiki, a much higher-ranking Otsutsuki. Kaguya was supposed to be a sacrifice for the Tenales, the beast that powers the god tree. Basically, she was meant to be used and discarded. But right from the start, she showed that she was more than just a pawn. Kaguya didn't want to die. She had a strong will to live, and she made a bold move. She betrayed Isshiki, attacked him, and left him close to death. With Isshiki out of the way, Kaguya became the only one left in charge of growing the god tree and taking its chakra. Even though she hadn't reached her full power yet, Kaguya was already much stronger than anything on Earth. As an Otsutsuki, she had the Byakugan, a powerful eye that let her see chakra flows and see through things over a huge distance. Her version of the Byakugan was way stronger than the ones we see in the Hyuga clan today. She could fly, travel between places, and even teleport to some extent. She also had some control over energy, but compared to stronger Otsutsuki like Isshiki, her powers were still limited. By turning against Isshiki, Kaguya proved that she had ambition and wasn't afraid to make big moves. But this decision also made her an enemy of the entire Otsutsuki clan. That choice would lead to many problems for her in the future. Interesting, right? Here, we don't just watch anime. We live every character, every story, every emotion. Don't miss out on exclusive content and fresh takes you won't find anywhere else. Hit that subscribe button now and become part of the most passionate and creative anime community out there. Thanks for the support. This journey wouldn't be the same without you. Next, Phase 2. Marriage to Tenji. Now that Kaguya was stuck on Earth, a planet still wild and undeveloped, she had to adapt. After spending some time blending in with humans, she was brought to meet Emperor Tenji, the ruler of the land of ancestors. To hide her true identity, she used a powerful mind technique to erase people's memories. This shows that, even without eating the chakra fruit, she already had amazing control over human minds. Using her Byakugan and other Otsutsuki abilities, she easily took control of the situation and claimed to be the protector of the god tree. Over time, she grew closer to Tenji, became one of his wives, a consort, and eventually got pregnant with their two sons, Hagoromo and Hamura. But of course, good times don't last forever. Just like every era in history, war broke out. When the That Kingdom threatened to invade, Kaguya disobeyed Tenji's orders and used her powers to defend herself against the enemy's messengers. This made her a target. As a result, both Kaguya and her assistant Aino were hunted down and ordered to be executed. In terms of power, the biggest highlight during this time was her memory erasing ability. Even though she hadn't eaten the chakra fruit yet, she was already a supernatural being, way beyond any normal human of that era. Her marriage to Tenji and the birth of her sons were huge turning points. It created a strong emotional bond between Kaguya and Earth, but the constant fighting and betrayal by humans left her feeling bitter. She loved Earth, but she started to believe that humans couldn't be trusted. This phase shows how complex Kaguya really was. Turns out, she did have feelings and even a bit of character development. Her love for Tenji and her children was a rare bright spot, but when humans betrayed her, it pushed her toward a darker path. This was the beginning of her transformation, from a neutral being into someone who wanted total control. Phase 3. Renie sharing an awakening. After losing faith in humans, but still wanting to end war, Kaguya came to a huge decision. She needed absolute power to bring peace. So, she broke the biggest rule of the Otsutsuki clan and ate the chakra fruit from the god tree. By doing this, she became the first being on Earth to ever use chakra. This awakened the Renie Sharingan, a god-level eye that gave her insane power. At that point, she became the strongest being on the entire planet. With her new divine abilities, Kaguya ended wars all by herself, took control of the world, and was worshipped as the rabbit goddess. Yeah, kinda like Pain later on, same peace through power energy. But even with all that power, Kaguya wasn't chill. She was scared. She feared the Otsutsuki clan would come for her because she broke their rules. So, she cast the Infinite Tsukuyomi, a giant genjutsu that trapped almost everyone on Earth in an endless dream. Why? To turn them into white Zetsu soldiers, in case she had to fight her clan someday. At this stage, Kaguya was at peak power. The Renie Sharingan let her do mind-blowing stuff, like control reality, jump between different dimensions, create an army of white Zetsu, or use the all-killing ash bones, which could instantly kill anyone they hit, no second chances. At this point, she was unstoppable, a literal goddess. But here's the twist. Casting Infinite Tsukuyomi also showed how her mindset had changed. She went from wanting peace to being afraid and needing control. Instead of helping people, she saw them as tools to protect herself. Still, by introducing chakra to the world, she accidentally laid the foundation for ninju, the system that would eventually become ninjutsu. But instead of being remembered as a kind goddess, her rule became darker. The people feared her, and the rabbit goddess started to look more like a tyrant. Phase 4. Mother of Chakra. After taking over the earth, Kaguya gave birth to 2 sons, Hagoromo and Hamura. They inherited chakra from their mother, making them the first humans born with chakra. But even though she was a mother now, Kaguya had already started to change. Her hunger for power made her more and more strict, even cruel. People who once worshipped her began to fear her, calling her a demon, Oni. Obsessed with keeping all chakra to herself, Kaguya eventually decided she wanted to take back the chakra she had passed on to her sons. This caused a serious conflict between her and them. At this stage, Kaguya still had her Renie Sharingan and her full godlike powers. Yeah, she could teleport between dimensions, control chakra at an insane level, and use destructive abilities far beyond any normal warrior. Even though she gave her sons chakra, she was still way stronger than both of them combined. No one could match her. She was still a goddess in every sense. Kaguya raised Hagoromo and Hamura, but over time, she began to see them as threats instead of her children. Her desire to take their chakra back showed just how far she had fallen from her original dream of peace. This phase is the most tragic part of Kaguya's story. The love between a mother and her sons, something that could have been beautiful, was destroyed by her thirst for power. All her strength couldn't save her from loneliness and fear of losing control. In the end, Kaguya became a slave to her own power. Meanwhile, Hagoromo and Hamura went on to become the true heirs of chakra, setting the stage for all the great ninja clans we know today. Phase 5. Becoming Ten-Tails. Pushed by her obsession to control all chakra, Kaguya took things to the extreme. She fused with the God Tree and became the terrifying Ten-Tails. At this point, she wasn't just a goddess. She was a full-blown, natural disaster with legs. With almost infinite chakra and the power to wipe out entire nations, Kaguya had officially become the biggest threat Earth had ever faced. To take back the chakra from her sons, she fought Hagoromo and Hamura in an all-out apocalyptic battle. Yeah, she literally squared up against her own kids. Mother of the Year vibes. As the Ten-Tails, she was beyond broken. Unstoppable chakra, insane power, and a physical form that could crush continents. She absolutely dominated the fight at first. I mean, these were still her kids, after all. But plot twist. Hagoromo had learned Sage Mode from Mount Myoboku, which super boosted his chakra and gave him a real shot. After 3 months of non-stop fighting, yes, 3 months, imagine trying to throw hands with your mom for a whole quarter, the brothers finally defeated her. They teamed up to use 6 paths, Chibaku Tensei, a powerful sealing jutsu. They sealed her away and they locked her chakra inside Hagoromo and used her body to create the moon. Literal moon. That's how wild this fight was. This battle became legend. It ended Kaguya's reign, kicked off the age of Ninshu, the ancestor of ninjutsu, and changed the way humanity viewed chakra forever. From that point on, chakra wasn't just divine power. It became a tool that shaped history. Phase 6. Black Zetsu's origin. After losing to her sons, Hagoromo and Hamura, Kaguya was sealed away using the 6 paths. Chibaku Tensei Jutsu. But just before she was fully locked up, she played one last card. She created Black Zetsu. Black Zetsu wasn't a fighter. It didn't throw punches or shoot lasers, but it was dangerous in a different way. It carried Kaguya's will, and its one job was to manipulate history and bring her back one day. You could say it was like a living virus, quiet, sneaky, and absolutely impossible to get rid of. Even though Kaguya was sealed, her spirit still lingered through Black Zetsu. This thing could mess with people's minds, change memories, and live for centuries without aging. Basically, if Chakra had a Wikipedia page, Black Zetsu was editing it 24/7. Instead of brute force, it used patience and manipulation. Black Zetsu started by targeting Indra, the older son of Hagoromo, and over generations, it kept interfering with the Uchiha and Senju clans, twisting their destinies. One of its biggest moves? It rewrote the Naka Shrine tablet, making it seem like the infinite Tsukuyomi was the key to peace. This set up Kaguya's resurrection plan, a plan that would take over 1,000 years to finally play out. Eventually, Madara Uchiha became Black Zetsu's perfect pawn. Through him, the plan nearly succeeded. Black Zetsu's power wasn't flashy like the Renie Sharingan or the Ten Tails. It was all about the long game. Slow, silent, and terrifyingly smart. It planted the seeds of war between ninja clans, twisted the course of history, and kept Kaguya's dream alive, turning her into a shadow haunting the entire ninja world. Phase 7. Kaguya's Revival. During the Fourth Great Ninja War, Black Zetsu's 1,000-year plan finally worked. After Madara Uchiha activated the infinite Tsukuyomi, Black Zetsu stabbed him using Obito's body and hijacked the moment to bring Kaguya back to life. Once revived, Kaguya got all her original powers back, and they were on another level. She had the Renie Sharingan. She could teleport between different dimensions: lava, ice, gravity, sand, you name it. And she used her terrifying move, all-killing ash bones, which could instantly turn anyone to dust. She also absorbed chakra from everyone trapped in the infinite Tsukuyomi, basically making her energy limitless. Don't forget, her chakra is pure, ancient, and god level. Team 7, Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi could barely land a hit on her. Just getting close was a miracle. We always talk about how battlefield control can give a ninja the upper hand. Well, Kaguya didn't just control the battlefield, she could change it completely. She could switch the entire world around her with one thought. Think Kamui is broken? Kamui gives you one dimension. Kaguya had 6. She could pull others into her pocket dimensions or blink between them like it was nothing. If she hit you even once, that was it. You'd be ash, just like what happened to Obito. I actually made a whole video on her Keki Mora abilities, basically her god-tier jutsu. Go check that out if you want to dive deep into her most broken powers. At this point, Kaguya was the ultimate threat the ninja world had ever faced. But Team 7 stepped up. Naruto discovered he could fly. Sasuke had the Rinnegan and Eternal Mangekyo Sharingan, and they started to outmaneuver her together. Kaguya's return was the final stage of a plan that took centuries, and one of the most iconic moments in the entire Naruto series. It marked the end of Madara's role. The ultimate villain turned into just another puppet, and shifted the spotlight to something even older, more mysterious, and more godlike. Phase 8. Rabbit Transformation. During the final fight with Team 7, Naruto used his Sage Art, Super-Tailed Beast Raisin Shuriken, which had chakra from all the tailed beasts. That chakra reacted badly with the Ten Tails chakra inside Kaguya, and as a result, she transformed into a huge, unstable rabbit monster. This form was a chaotic version of the Ten Tails, incredibly powerful, but out of control. In this state, Kaguya created the expansive truth-seeking ball, a giant sphere of chakra that could erase an entire dimension. Yeah, poof, gone, just like that. But to return to her normal form, she needed to absorb chakra from people caught in the infinite Tsukuyomi. This showed that even someone as godlike as Kaguya still relied on a power source. She wasn't limitless. The rabbit monster form was a symbol of raw, unstable power. She still had her deadly all-killing ash bones, but the lack of control made her more vulnerable, especially against Naruto and Sasuke's clever teamwork. Black Zetsu even warned that this transformation wasn't on purpose. Kaguya didn't mean to go full kaiju mode. She did manage to regain control after sucking up enough chakra, but this moment showed something important. Even the most powerful being in the Naruto world has weaknesses, especially when pushed into chaos. This whole scene also hinted at something deeper. Kaguya's power, for all its divine status, is still tied to the Ten Tails. And when that power clashes with the chakra of the tailed beasts, the result isn't always in her favor. Phase 9. Defeated. The final battle with Team 7 hit its peak when Kaguya was finally overwhelmed by the teamwork of Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Obito. At one key moment, Sakura surprised Kaguya with a punch from above, breaking one of her horns. That gave Naruto and Sasuke the opening to touch her together and activate 6 paths, Chibaku Tensei, a sealing jutsu. Kaguya was then trapped inside a new moon, along with Black Zetsu, putting an end to her 1,000-year plan for good. At this stage, we clearly see her biggest weakness, lack of battle IQ. Even with all that god-tier power, she made simple mistakes, like losing control of her chakra, getting sucker punched despite having the Byakugan, and yeah, she actually fell for Naruto's sexy jutsu. Let that sink in. She relied too much on raw power and Black Zetsu's advice, but let's be real. Zetsu isn't a fighter. All brains, no fists. When it comes to strategy and battle experience, Madara was way ahead of her. Heck, even Team 7 outclassed her in tactics. She got taken down by a plan from Kakashi, one of the most battle-hardened ninja in the series. The man's seen it all, adapted to it all, and coordinated like a legend. So thankfully this time, they didn't need 3 whole months to seal her like Hagoromo and Hamura did. Kaguya's sealing brought peace to the ninja world, proving that Naruto and Sasuke truly were the heirs of Hagoromo. And with Black Zetsu gone too, the threat of Kaguya finally ended, opening the door to a new era for the shinobi world. Phase 10. Legacy. Even though Kaguya was sealed away forever, her legacy still shapes the ninja world. As the mother of Hagoromo and Hamura, Kaguya is the ancestor of many powerful clans, including the Hyuga, Kaguya, Senju, Uzumaki, and Uchiha. She's also the original source of chakra-based powers like the Sharingan, Byakugan, and Rinnegan. Even if she's no longer around, her chakra continues to live on through these clans and powerful jutsu. The existence of the tailed beasts, Biju, which came from the Ten Tails, also connects back to her. So yeah, her fingerprints are everywhere. After Kaguya's defeat, Sasuke investigated her origins. In one of her old Ice Dimension hideouts, he found a scroll revealing a new threat. Momoshiki and Kinshiki Ōtsutsuki, 2 powerful members of the same alien clan Kaguya came from. This scroll was later decoded in Konohagakure, and it helped Naruto and Sasuke prepare for what was coming next. In a way, Kaguya's legacy became the key to Earth's defense against even bigger, more cosmic dangers. Alright, that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.